I started to buff the Nova out, and this is what I got so far. So I did the hood, the two tops of the fender, and of course the side of this fender. And so far it looks awesome. You can see reflection nice and clear. So you can see the light bulbs. It just looks so nice. I'll give you another angle. The paint is nice and flat, so the reflection is really clear. There's the other light bulb on the roof there. So you can see how clear that paint laid out after the cut and buff. So it's beautiful. And then the side of this fender I also did, and you can see the reflection. See if it can focus there. So it's really nice. Came out really sweet. I still got to do this fender, so it's still dull. So I still got to do it, but that's what I got so far. And I'll show you the products that I'm using. I'm basically using my 7-inch buffer. It's a polisher. So just a rotary. So there's that buffer. And it is a multi-speed buffer, so it has settings. So I usually, right now I'm using between 2.5 and 3.5, depending on what I want to do. And the shine that I have here, I got with the 7-inch wool pad and the 3.5-inch wool pad. Now the 3.5-inch wool pad was used for like little sections, and of course like right there by the A pillar, those little tight sections. Anywhere that I found that's a little hard to get to with the big buffer wheel, I just use that 3.5. So in the beginning, when I started buffing, I had bought this Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Now I only use, when it comes to buffing paint or detailing paint, I only use Meguiar products. I don't use any other product except Meguiar's. It's just my preference. I don't use 3M, I don't use Mother's. It's just a preference. I've always used Meguiar's, and it's always provided awesome results. So I can't see myself using any other product. So I went out and I bought that because I didn't want to go to my paint supplier to get this. So I started with that, and I buffed out the hood, and it actually came out really nice. But there was still some very minute scratches on the hood, and I went through about, I would say, almost half the bottle, and I realized that I'm gonna need more if I'm gonna do the whole car. So I went to a different auto parts store, and that's when I found my 105 M105, and I decided to get it. Now this is what I originally wanted to get over this, but since this was much more readily available, I went and got it and tried it. Now when I did research, these two are similar, except that this one has a cut rating of 12, and this one, according to Meguiar's scale of cut, this has about 6 or 7. So it does a great job, but I still saw minute scratches, and you need to do this with more passes. Now with this I can pretty much get it from 2,000 grit scratches down to a shine in 1.5 passes. So I use a lot less product with this Meguiar's compound as opposed to using this one, which I use a lot more because I have to do 3 passes to get the same results as this. And this, well, it leaves it so much more nicer. I mean, I don't see any scratches. So it actually works really, really nice. So I went ahead and I also got the dispenser because it's just a lot easier than to use this big old bottle. So basically it's just a, you know, like a ketchup bottle. It was only $1.50, so I bought it. So the dispenser really helps a lot because I can keep it in my apron and just use a little bit at a time. So anyway, that's the products. And then as I'm using the compound, because now I'm only using this, I'm not using this anymore, I keep it fresh by using Quick Detailer. Every once in a while I would mist the pad or the work surface that I'm buffing out, so that the compound is nice and fresh and it doesn't dry out. So that's just a thing that I do, and I constantly mist. Once it gets dry, I give it a little spritz, and it allows me to use the compound just a little bit longer to get that polish. Because with these Meguiar products, as you use them, it breaks down the compound and it turns into a polish, and that's how it becomes this nice shiny finish. I mean, pretty much I can actually wax the car just the way it is because there's no scratches. That's how good this M105 is. It's just pretty much I can wax the car right now. But of course I'm not going to do that because the car was painted 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to wait 3 months before my first waxing. Anyway, so I still have the rest of the car to do, and it'll take me all week to do that. Because I'm going to do it in steps. So once I get a little more done, or maybe I'll just wait until the whole car is complete before I turn on the camera again. Because it's just, you know, buffing the car out, and there's really no, you know, nothing more I can show, as opposed to the video I made in the past with, you know, I made a buffing video, and so basically I'm doing the same thing but with a compound. So I will turn on the camera again when it is either fully buffed or mostly buffed.